And welcome into a Tuesday edition of the Backstage Pass. Of course, we're always powered by our good friends over at Creative Inc., the Sports Guys Podcast.com. That's where you can find all the good stuff there on the audio side, which there's tons of interviews out there if you missed anything this week or in the previous few months there. We're also presented by our good friends over at Toir Guitars, so check them out at toirguitars.us for your custom-made guitar today. Keep Ed Rice busy there. And also Bangtail Whiskey, bangtail.com, or download the Easy Liquor app and get that bottle sent directly to your door for enjoyment. Drink responsibly out there. Brandon Morrell, Nick Canizales, pleased to welcome in. And don't forget tonight from 6 to 7, it's The Pitch, the baseball podcast out there, which is new to the Sports Guys. And, of course, it'll be on our YouTube channel. Yes, we're on YouTube now. It took a while, but we got there. The Backstage Pass YouTube channel. Subscribe now. Pleased to welcome in a guy that's got a great music out there. The latest single is doing real well for him. And definitely looking forward to talking music today. Raleigh Keegan on the Backstage Pass. What's up, man?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fine, man. Just pleased to have you here today as our only music show with the Pitch Baseball Podcast coming up tonight from 6 to 7 Central. But, man, I kind of want to start with your story, and let's talk about a little bit about, family, a little bit about music, and kind of your upbringing, and I guess the connection to this thing called country music. Let's kind of get the fans to get to know you at the top a little bit.
Sure, man. So, I have a little bit of an unconventional story. I was adopted when I was a couple days old, and my birth mom had me when she was in prison for drug charges, and she made the awesome decision for me, to give me up for adoption. And I was raised by two awesome parents, and right outside, probably 15 minutes north of Cincinnati. And man, they were just awesome. And they had me and my brother do everything. I mean, we were in every sport you could imagine. And they found a free piano in Michigan and drove us up to Michigan in a minivan to bring this piano back. And I learned how to play on this piano. And so my parents were just awesome, and they had us involved in everything. And I ended up playing football in college, but that was because I always say that I wanted the girls to like me, but my secret love was music. And I was first chair in the state in Ohio in jazz trombone in high school. So I was just a weirdo, man. I was like a musician stuck in athlete body, And so I played football in college. And started writing songs. Like after practice, I'll go to the piano and just write. And I feel like that was like the beginning of a start for me. But I didn't have to your point about country music. I didn't make it. I didn't start country music until after college. Like I was introduced to Zach Brown Band, and I listened to their record Uncaged, which has like Sweet Annie on it, Goodbye in Her Eyes. Songs like that. I listened to that for like a year straight, and I was like smitten. I was like obsessed with country music after that, and started writing songs on my lunch break. I was a personal trainer, and wrote like 60 songs in 6 months, something like that, something crazy. And really so then I recorded like 5 of those songs and put them out, and they were really bad demos, but I put them out and it worked. Like it worked online. I started to get a following online, and I really caught the bug then. And so much so that my wife and I sold our house to pay for my first record in Nashville. So we kind of went all in with that, which was insane. And I don't know if I would recommend people do that, but I did it, and here I am. So that's kind of how I ended up in Nashville. And then from Nashville, it's just they call it a 10-year town. It's like it's a grind and a half. I'll say that. It's a grind and a half. But for me, man, what makes the whole thing worth it and rewarding is like getting to write these songs, create these songs, record these songs, sing them for people. That makes the whole grind worth it. So.
Tell me about writing these songs. I mean, what's your inspiration? Does that come from your daily experiences? Does that come from kind of fantasy that you might have, or something that you observe on a daily basis? Where does all that inspiration come from?
So all those things are true. Sometimes I just make it up. but most of the, I mean, with my writing, like a lot of my writing's about my family, about my birth mom, about my, you know, my upbringing. I found out that my birth grandfather, he was America's top 10 most wanted people. So he was a bank robber. So found that, what a crazy story, right? Like, so like a lot of my songs come from just like personal experience or something that someone close to me went through. I find that the ones that are true, the ones that you can just, you're not just, you know, making it up. I feel like those are the best because people relate to those way easier. I find.
I love that too. And let's talk more about the first album, Intermission, because some great songs on there too. The one that definitely caught my attention, Phase of Me, was out there doing real well for you. And the cover and, of course, everything on down from that particular album there. Give me some of your best, fondest, I say, memories of putting it together, the songs chosen, a little bit about what you kind of wanted to express on that first album, because what a heck of a grind it is, like you said, to sell your house to pay for your first album. What a story. I commend you for your passion, following your dreams, but Intermission is a great album.
Well, thank you. And so that was really a fun experience to write those. I wrote the song you wrote, talking about Phase of Me. I wrote that by myself, and like I think that was like a 30-minute song, you know, and that was one of those ones where it was like, if you can just simply be honest when you're feeling something, like it hits people, you know. And so it was incredibly fun because I brought a lot of my friends to play on that record, who had been on the road with me, and we used studio guys too. But you're right. Like, what makes the grind worth it is like when you start from scratch. Like, I wrote that song on the guitar, and then the finished product is like, it's a magical feeling, and it's something that keeps me going, you know.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about 2020. I mean, last year was just one of the craziest years we've ever seen in our lifetime. A lot of concerts had to stop. A lot of things that we're used to had to stop. You know, for you, how did you go about making music? Did you rely on social media a lot more now than you've ever been before, through, you know, Facebook and SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, all those different channels? What type of platform did you use here the last, 12 to 14, 15 months during this crazy time?
Man, 2020, what a year. I like went hard on social media because I had nothing else to do. I got gifted this piano I have right here. I got gifted this piano. So I probably wrote in 2020, I wrote at least 150 songs.
Oh, that's excellent.
Wow. But I mean, I also started a podcast myself. I'm taking a break from it for now, but I started a podcast. I went live. I mean, for the first probably month of quarantine, I went live every day. So it was crazy. You know, when you're out on the road, like I was for so long, you're just meeting as many people as you can, you know, but it's weird. We live in such an attention driven society. It's like we're all fighting for each other's attention in the entertainment industry. And it's, you know, it can certainly be a rat race, but I think once again, I keep going back to the music because it keeps me going. Like, it keeps me going through this uncertainty, through this, through 2020 and not even knowing yet when shows are fully going to open up, you know?
Yeah, that's the toughest thing is, well, I guess slowly but surely, but then, like I said, there's states kind of lifted some of those mask mandates, and now we may be going back to that. So you just never know how.
What state are you guys in?
This is going to go. I'm in Texas. We're up in Texas. Yeah, so it's been a little.
You guys are open, man.
We are open.
But
down there. You guys are open.
You know, the crazy thing is, though, I mean, a lot of people, when Governor Greg Abbott first opened it up, a lot of people were skeptical. And lo and behold, our hospitalization rate is at about 12.5%. And so as long as we stay below 15%, we're good. So far, so good. We've been doing pretty good over here. Knock on wood.
If the heat has anything to do with it, too. Like, it's hotter down there, right?
It is hot. It is hotter.
everything's better in Texas. So
Yeah, everything's better and bigger in Texas.
That's right. So,
And the crazy thing is, it was like in the mid 80s today, and it's only going to get hotter from here on out. And July is just ridiculous. 105 degrees with 120 degree, heat index. It's stupid over here.
man, I don't know if I could do that, to be honest.
Hey, even living here, most of our lives, we're still not used to it.
No. And I tell you what's good about it too, Raleigh, is that today was like Houston Cougar Day down here because we got 2 Texas teams in the Final Four with Baylor playing Houston, which we're going to have more of that coming up this week. Hopefully catch up with Freddie Coleman about that before the Final Four kicks off this weekend. But I tell you, it's kind of cool to see that matchup in college basketball shifting a little bit now to have a couple Texas teams in the Final Four. So I've been kind of celebrating the Houston Cougar Day down here with a lot of my buddies in radio, Nick included.
Madness, man? What's better than March Madness?
Exactly.
There's not much better than that or the opening of the 2021 MLB season coming up on Thursday. Well, I tell you, Raleigh, time for some music here on the show. Definitely the latest single is Handyman out there across all the digital platforms, wherever you buy or stream your music. So go get it now. And definitely we could start there, my friend, if you want to start with Handyman.
Sure, man. I'd love to.
All right.
I'll play it on piano.
Here we go.
I can be your hammer if your whole world looks like this. I can be the second wind if you need some in yourself. I can be your handyman, helping to make things right. I can be the engine when it gets cold. I can make the heavy light. I can fix a tire or a broken heart, put it back together when it's torn apart. I'll be there to help you hang that shit. And if you got a leak in the kitchen sink, I can fix a faucet or fix you a drink. All you gotta do is ask for help. Baby, it will be easy. Wish it could be that easy for me to fix myself. I could make a lot of friends, but I end up behind these walls. I could build a staircase, but it just leaves an empty hall. I can find a picture. It's just white and wooden glass. I could use some help too, but I can't bring myself back. Yeah, I can fix a tire or a broken heart, put it back together when it's torn apart. And I'll be there to help you hang that shit. If you got a leak in the kitchen sink, I can fix a faucet or fix you a drink. All you gotta do is ask for help. Maybe it would be easy. Wish it could be that easy for me to fix myself. Wish it could be that easy. It will be easy, but it's never been easy for me to fix myself. To fix myself. Yeah, man.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Yeah, and it's good stuff. If you haven't tried it yet, bangtail.com or download that Easy Liquor app and get that bottle sent directly to your door. Bangtail Whiskey, Toir Guitars, thanks for everything they do for the programs here on the Backstage Pass. Brandon Morrell, Nick Canizales, Raleigh Keegan joining us out there, the latest single, Handyman, and RaleighKeegan.com is where you can go to check out all the other cool stuff and get you some merch out there. This one came together. We were actually chatting a little bit before the show, a little bit too, Raleigh. The fact is that I'm not a handyman, and like I said, plumber or like I said, AC kind of guy or a electrician or something like that. Pretty much do anything else. But how did you come up with the idea of this song? Because I can dig it, man. This is good stuff.
Well, so man, for me, a song always starts with honesty, you know, and like I find it really interesting in my life how like it's much easier for me to fix other people's problems than my own internal struggles. And I feel like that's really relatable. People, I didn't know I wasn't the only one who was like that, but it's crazy, man. If it's like, we're way better. For example, like when I'm having a bad day and my wife's having a bad day, I can stop having a bad day so I can be there for her. But when it comes to like my own internal problems, like I can't just fix myself. So that's where Handyman comes in, where it's like I can do all these things for her, but when it comes to myself, it's like not that easy, you know?
I want to ask you this. Who is your dream, if you could collaborate with a group or an individual singer, who was that? Or even a band?
That would be so, I'm just going to give you a few. Chris Stapleton, John Mayer, Miranda Lambert, the Eagles. My goodness.
Oh, man.
Throw me up with the Eagles, dude. Throw me up
with that's a stock lineup there.
Yeah.
But what makes them all unique?
Oh, well, each of those that I named have been there for me in my life for an extended period of time. John Mayer, I listened to John Mayer for a year and a half in high school. Changed my life. Miranda Lambert, 2017, when that Weight of These Wings album came out, I rocked that thing forever. Changed my life. The Eagles, I grew up on the Eagles, man. My dad used to play the Eagles. Changed my life. James Taylor would be one. Absolutely. I grew up on James Taylor. And, you know, one thing that James Taylor does that I really love is that he, like all of his songs take you to a place. Like a good example is Carolina in My Mind. Like it's just, you're in Carolina. Like, and he just does such a good job with the music and the lyric of putting you in that place. So yeah.
Love that stuff. And I wanted to kind of break down a couple of singles that you guys said last year. You mentioned writing all those songs while we were kind of stuck in quarantine, but a couple you did release. Strawberry Moon. Let's start with that one.
What do you want to know about it?
I guess everything you can tell me. I guess, did you write it? Did you write it with someone else?
I wrote it. I wrote it with a guy. I wrote it with a guy named Mitchell Oglesby.
Okay.
And Mitchell came in and he said, "You know what tonight is?" He's like, "It's Strawberry Moon tonight." And I was like, boom, never get enough of me, want you, want me. And I was like, we're going. And we just wrote it. We wrote it in like an hour. And sometimes that happens, you know? And it was like, I just love the title Strawberry Moon. Apparently like it happens in June and it's like a blood red moon. And I don't know if y'all saw it, but I saw it that night and I was like, this is insane. I didn't know this existed.
I mean, I guess the terminology of the color of it at the time, I'd have to see it again, but just to have the title Strawberry Moon, that's just a pretty cool thing where somebody could walk in and that's amazing how, like you said, all these songs come together at moments you don't think that somebody can utter something and then bam, there's a song. That's
when all the good ones come.
Yeah.
Like every songwriter in Nashville that's worth anything would tell you. They're all accidents. Every hit song is like, it's almost always somebody messing something up or saying something random, or you tripped and fell and then on the sidewalk there was this word. It's like it's always incredible like that, you know. that's what's so fun about it. It's like the harder you try, the worse you are. It's weird. It's weird.
It's a weird concept.
Hey, when you're not making music, what do you like to do? What are some of the hobbies you like to do? Where do you like to go? Kind of talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah. So when I'm not on the road doing music, which is all the time, to be fair, before this, I like to hang out with friends. I'm a bowler. I love bowling.
Nice.
I used to play pickup basketball all the time. I played basketball in high school. I love basketball. We had a great team. But I would say bowling's on it. I'm going to be completely honest. I love to try new beer places. That's like my favorite
there you go.
thing to do. I like to go try new food and try new beer. And like my wife loves doing it too. So we love, it works out great.
Hey, what's the highest you've ever bowled, and what's your favorite food?
256 is my highest game.
Wow.
And my favorite food is Mexican food by far. Not even close.
All day, every day. I ate it twice yesterday.
4 times a week.
Yes, I ate it twice, lunch and dinner last night.
Yeah, dude. It's the best. What's better than Mexican food?
Exactly.
Nothing is better than Mexican food. Like I said, I'll have that. Like, 'cause that's like 2 times a week, like Raleigh says, and I'm trying to watch the carbs now too, and use some of the LBs. I'm like, nah, it's still Mexican food. I'm all right. Happy. Food's in my belly. I'm good to go. Hey, let's talk about this one before we play the next song. Want Me and the inspiration behind that one.
Okay, so that was an interesting song because I wrote that with Mark McGuinn, my buddy, and I had the first verse and chorus done, and I brought it into him, and we finished it. Man, that was super fun because it was the way it was written was like I wrote it with no lyrics. I wrote all the melodies, so I just started playing this piano thing and then writing dummy lyrics over top of it, and then I filled in the lyrics later. So that was a really fun one to record too, because you can't hear it, but like the drums are like a coffee cup, us hitting a coffee cup with a mic super close in. So little tidbit.
That's good stuff right there. Nick, you ready for some more music?
Yeah, I'm ready for some more music here. Let's do it
here. Hey, dealer's choice, Raleigh. It's all on you, babe. Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna play guitar on this one.
All right.
I'm gonna play Way Back. It's I released my first song for my upcoming record.
Here we go.
That Pennsylvania fake ID worked at one store. They learned your made-up name and then stopped asking for it. We drive around till midnight, kissing. Drive you off with a bus to go away. Hey, the 17, go back skipping through a CDC way. Hey, thinking we had one more week. Now we each other like a song burns out each summer. We know those clocks roll forward, but somehow we always find a way. Yeah, we fell in love as much as you can when you're kidding. But you moved away for school like everybody did. You'd always end up showing up, baby. That wildcat shirt, I know you never stopped wearing. All right, go away. Hey, on the 17th, go back skipping through the CDC way. Hey, thinking we had one more week with you and me. We was out, know each other like a song burns out each summer. Know those clocks roll forward, but somehow we always find a way. Hey, yeah, we always find a way. Hey, your life's changed since I met you, but we grew up and grew. back together. I always said, I hope that one day we'll make a way. Baby, yeah. We always find a way. Baby, yeah. We always find a way back. Yeah. We always find a way back. Yep.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Oh, yeah. Back here on the Backstage Pass. Don't forget, coming up tonight, too, at 6, our latest show out there, The Pitch Baseball Podcast. We'll talk anything and everything Major League Baseball. Myself, Nashville recording artist Zach Stone will join us. And, of course, a good buddy out of San Antonio, Texas, Mike Babbo, baseball insider there. And Nick's going to be joining us over the next few weeks on that show, Tuesday nights from 6 to 7 as we kick off baseball. In fact, news coming down just a few minutes ago, Nick, the Astros and Correa are still talking, so there could be something getting done before opening day. We'll see.
You know, and here's the deal with Carlos Correa. I mean, they still got – I mean, there's no rush. There's no rush. He's still got a whole year left. So, I mean, if they get something done, I don't think they're going to get anything done this week. But if they do, great. But there's no rush between them. You know, he wants to stay in Houston. Astros want him. They just got to come to an agreement. Just like any other job. Everybody wants, to have a fair contract.
A little piece of the pie, no doubt about it, too. And Raleigh Keegan joining us here on the Backstage Pass. Love that song. Love everything about it, too, man. Good stuff right there. Great performances here.
Thank you.
On the show today, man. Let me ask you about this one here. We'll get into a little rapid fire here in a little bit. But when it comes to binge watching, what do you guys enjoy the most?
Oh, man. Everything. Oh, well, The Office. And
Okay.
but I don't know if you guys have seen, like, Ozark has been a favorite.
Oh, yeah. Love that show.
Ozark's incredible. We watched Peaky Blinders. I don't know if you've seen that.
How was that? I haven't seen that. I've heard about it.
That thing is so good. Peaky Blinders is so good. We watched Game of Thrones. I mean, dude, to be honest, we've watched everything. So, like, you name it, I bet I've seen it. I mean, we were quarantined for a year. I haven't had a show in a year, bro.
That's crazy. Huh?
That's crazy. That's crazy enough. Hey, if you weren't in music, what other profession would you be doing? Is there anything that intrigues you?
Well, I was trying to be a long snapper in the NFL, but
hey, and that's a long career too. You can make a long career and a good living.
I was getting looked at by the Browns,
Okay.
but it didn't work out. I wasn't good enough. What else would I'd probably be in some form of business, but to be honest, the idea of not doing music now feels real depressing. But probably some form of business. Like, I'm a natural hustler, you know, like I'm gonna have my hands in something, and I love to build something. So that's one thing that's been fun for me too, is like, you know, you build a following. I think it would be fun to build a business.
That's awesome.
Well, I guess you and I need to talk, because I was debating bringing this back about 2 years ago. But now I told Nick I'm kind of glad that we did, because we built this from the ground up, this podcast, just like you did when you started yours. So I could definitely give you some insight on just some things that I've learned through the whole entire process. And I'm sure you probably could give me some advice on some of the things that you've done with your show. That's like any business out there, you know? So
yeah, man.
Definitely some
crazy times.
We do, no doubt. Taryn checks in on fire, which is a good thing. I like that. Hi from Kentucky, Ruth says there. So keep the comments coming as we kind of get through the next few minutes with Raleigh here. Don't forget tonight, 6 to 7, the Pitch Baseball Podcast coming up tonight. Again, thanks to Toir Guitars and also Bangtail Whiskey. I tell you, what I loved about the album was just, like I said, the versatility of the songs that you put out on Intermission. But one that really struck me was Wouldn't Change a Thing. Take me through that one a little bit. I like that song. Love it.
Yeah, man. So that song was really very personal for me. I mean, you know, it's partially nodding to my story, you know, my story of it's redemption, man. It's like, it's like I was born in a really rough situation and was put out of that. And I've got scars because of that, you know, like that naturally come. But I wouldn't change anything because everyone says this. It's just another way to say I wouldn't change anything because I'm the man I am today. Like I would, you know, I might have less scars, but I wouldn't be the person I am now. And I'm happy with who I am and who I'm becoming, you know?
That's awesome right there. Hey, you know, one of my last questions here, your goals for 2021 right here. We are already about to be 4 months in. It's crazy. It's about to be April. What are some of your goals for the rest of the year here?
Oh man. Well, one of my is to have a show. Any show. just bring me out there. I want to just tour again. I want to play. But you know, I've been readying this next album, you know, and I just played 2 songs from that, and Handyman and Way Back. But I've been working with Ryan Gore, who is he is a co-producer for John Party, and he's done the first 2 Casey Musgraves records, Brothers Osborne. He's done Old Dominion. He's awesome. So I've been working with him, and I'm readying 13 songs. So
that's great.
That's my goal, is to finish those up and to kind of get ready to release those. And I'm excited. I'm real excited.
I love that too, and can't wait for some more tunes to get out there too. You get in the show, no doubt about it. Let me ask you this: what's the Raleigh Keegan? If you had to describe yourself in the spirit animal form, what's the Raleigh Keegan spirit animal?
Oh man, my wife would say probably a bear.
That's good. I can see it though.
She would say a bear. I'm trying to think of what my managers would say. My manager calls me princess.
Really? Wow. Interesting way to put that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Something that doesn't follow the social norms very well. Let's see. I don't know. Something weird. I would be something weird, like a shark or something. I don't know.
Well, it's still good because you're right alongside me with for mine, it would be a shark because I'm the predator of the ocean. I like to be aggressive. I like to go get what I want to get. Yep. And that's just in a very respectful way. But I know what I want. I'm not afraid to go after it, just like you are when you said build a business. And that's what I loved about the story, no doubt about it, too. Hey, do you want to play one more for us here on the show before we get out of here?
I'd be happy to.
Let's do it.
All right. This song's called Long Line of Lovers, and it's about my family.
Here we go.
come from a long, long lover. Mama ever loved another in town and I'm the country group. Yes, yes, love the real bad guy. My brother loved to get real high. And me, I'm my bosses. And thank God these days my days have been going through. Loving you.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
And don't forget, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, the Pitch Baseball Podcast. Looking forward to talking with the guys, Zach Stone, and, of course, Mike Babbo out of San Antonio tonight, and having a good time with that as we kind of unveil our predictions of division winners in Major League Baseball, and, of course, who's going to make the Fall Classic. Some interesting opinions. Be tuning into that tonight from 6 to 7 on the YouTube channel, the Backstage Pass, and also the Sports Guys 409. It'll also be up on the website tomorrow morning at the sportsguyspodcast.com. He is Raleigh Keegan. His website is RaleighKeegan.com. The latest single is Handyman. Raleigh, we appreciate the time today on the show, man. Hope you enjoyed it. It's not like any other podcast out there. It's not routine. We do things a little bit different. And looking forward to catching up down the line, my friend. And hey, what's the name of your podcast and where can people find it?
It's out. You can find it everywhere. It's called Raleigh's Roast. And I'm taking a break from it, but I'll probably be bringing it back. I'm going to start selling my own coffee and stuff like that, and kind of go to the podcast. Yeah, yeah. So it'll be fun. And,
I like that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then I'm just, you can find me on every social media at Raleigh Keegan.
Cool. There we go. We're a good way to find them out there. Give the artist like a page. And of course, next week, she's the Grand Ole Opry royalty. Miss Jeannie Seeley is going to stop by here on the show. Looking forward to that. Always a fan favorite here on the Backstage Pass. Tonight, Zach Stone, myself, and Mike Babbo doing some baseball talk, 6 to 7 Central on the YouTube channel. And, of course, here on Facebook, the Sports Guys 409. And definitely have you guys have a great afternoon and evening. Enjoy the Final Four. Houston and Baylor, one half of it. The other half coming up tonight. We'll see if Gonzaga and Michigan round out these number one seeds here with the Final Four coming up this weekend from Indianapolis, Indiana. We'll talk to you guys soon here on the Backstage Pass. Thanks to Toir Guitars and Bangtail Whiskey. We'll see you